All right, we're here, Baltimore City Live special edition. Haven't been on the airwaves in a minute, but I can tell you that this special edition is sure to get a lot of people's attention. Everybody's wondering what's going on with the Department of Public Works and DPW. Well, we're gonna get to it tonight in the house, in studio. The long-awaited visit from my guy, the Baltimore Clarence Thomas. Right? How you doing, sir?
How you doing?
Excellent, man. We've been talking for a minute. We had a pretty serendipitous meeting. How we met when the truck broke down in the alley, and it took the department several hours to.
So I want to ask you something, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to ask you something.
Absolutely.
Please tell these people how hard do we work, Mister.
I can tell you. I see you all the time. I see y'all all the time, and you come through in them trucks, and I'm like, man, them trucks look dangerous. I mean, the heat alone, and and then to have your tree had a blowout in my alley, and I started the time. I'm like, it was 6 hours it took them to come rescue y'all folks.
That is correct.
And I was just like, that's just insane, So, me and my wife, we made sure y'all had water. We made sure you had shelter.
And we greatly appreciate that. And even after they finally got the tie and everything straight, we still had to finish that route, which
unbelievable.
You have a lot of your constituents.
Right.
This ain't no small area.
It's not an easy area either.
It's about 3,000 cans.
Right.
This area.
And you're working on a 6-hour delay. At that.
So you know what time we got done that night.
It's insane. And for me, I was like, what is going on? That was my first real moment where I had to stop and think, what is happening with this department? That you got equipment that's failing, and then the rescue takes 6 hours. And that's where I really, started to pay close attention what was happening with DPW. And, over the years, obviously we had some challenges with COVID and, things like that. But my interest in what's happening there, was sparked by that incident. But then as we started having more serious incidences, with the deaths, the shootings, or the individual, one of your colleagues that got injured, was shot, basically. I started to really ask myself, like, what's going on with this organization and this department? And then I started seeing a lot of the hearings and things about your pay, and I was mortified when they explained what folks in the DPW were getting paid, and it just, when you look at the salary structures for some of the non-essential people in government versus what you guys are doing, none of it makes any sense. And I'm glad you came in, because like me, I have a lot of questions, and I think
hopefully
you have
I can
a lot
answer
of answers. Right. So for me, how long have you been with DPW?
Going on 13 years.
13 years. Okay.
Total. From temp to being permanent.
Got it. And over those 13 years, help the viewers understand the culture of DPW. Take us through some of the challenges that are happening, and then let's try to put some, at least some understanding as to why those challenges exist and what stands in the way of making it a better organization.
I just think that when I entered working for DPW, I'm going on 12. I say 12 now. 2014, as you know, that was the Freddie Gray riots.
Yeah.
Right. And before I went to DPW, I was working for RIP to Councilman Warren Branch, District 13.
Mm-hmm.
I worked underneath his tutelage for like almost 7 years.
Got it.
So I worked down City Hall.
Okay.
So I kind of got my grooming from not just him, but also the other constituents that were in place in various districts.
Right.
And I worked with.
Got it.
I built a rapport with Mr. John Chalmers, who at that time was the direct, I say bureau head, assistant bureau head, whatever, before he moved into his position. And whenever I had a problem in District 13, because I was the community relations liaison for Councilman Warren Branch. And my uncle, he was his treasurer and accountant, Mr. K.E. Timmons.
Got it.
Mr. Timmons represented Jack Young,
Okay.
Delegate Thomas Branch,
Right.
Catherine Pugh,
Got
and the
it.
list goes on and on of different various people. So I kind of grew up in the political world.
Got it.
And he actually helped me get my job with Councilman Warren Branch. He took a chance on me.
Right.
And he hired me. So
Okay.
I covered McElderly Park, Berea, Bel Air, and Edison.
Got it.
Shout out to Miss Rita, by the way, Bel Air and Edison. Yeah. So, and shout out to my guy, David. He's the president of McElderly Park Association. So I started learning the ins and outs, the things that he expected me. You know, a councilman can't be everywhere.
Right.
And that's why he has people underneath his, you know what I'm saying, his
Yeah.
administration
Yeah.
to cover certain things. And that was my job, to go out in the community each and every day and see what's going on,
Right.
what's happening, what problems they may have, concerns, and bring them back, of course, to the powers may be.
Right.
Once Councilman Warren Branch, he did 2 terms, and then he decided on the 3rd term he wasn't going to run because he had to step away. He had some health conditions at
Right.
that time.
Yeah.
I moved in a different direction, and Mr. Chalmers offered me the opportunity to come work for DPW.
Mm-hmm.
My whole goal was to get into DPW, whether it was ground level, and to move my way up because I'm very book-oriented, business-minded, savvy, and he just seen potential that I could be a supervisor or, you know, or be in a bigger position with DPW.
Right. All right.
When I first got to DPW, I saw the disasters and the pitfalls of DPW and the problems that we're having that just now are starting to come out.
Yeah. So you're gonna
Back
take
then.
us through some of those pitfalls.
Oh, I
like,
caught it
yeah.
the first time.
Okay.
So when I got hired, I passed my drug test, physical fitness, et cetera, orientation. I was assigned. I got sent to Quarantine Road, which is the drop off.
Yeah. Yeah.
way
Yeah.
out Curtis Bay.
Yeah. I go out there quite a bit because I have a, you know, when I'm doing projects, I'll just hook my trailer up and drive out there.
So you know.
Yeah.
So I experienced the bullying from a supervisor. Not gonna give him no glory, so I ain't even gonna say his name. But anybody work for DPW been that long, they know who he is because he didn't have a good reputation. He just didn't like me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it was. I didn't do nothing to him. I didn't come off and present myself like that. I did my job.
And there's some of the examples of bullying. Like what is that?
Oh, just right off the bat. So when so just for the record, when I got hired and I finished everything, I cleared it with Mr. Chalmers. I said, hey, I got a vacation I already paid for. I didn't even know I was going to be working.
Right.
And I didn't even know it was going to be my start date.
Yeah.
So I need to take care of it. I'm not losing my money.
Right.
So he respected that. He said, when you get to the assignment, let the chief know, which I let the chief know then, which was at the time, his name was Chief Riggins. Mr. Riggins was a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? I think he was from Delaware or somewhere.
Yeah.
And he got hired. So I explained to him that on these XYZ days, I'm going to be out of town.
Right.
I already had this. This was already been planned before I even knew I was going to start with y'all.
Yeah.
And I told him that Mr. Chalmers told me to inform you. He said, not a problem. Well, this guy didn't set too well. And what it was that he's a supervisor that's making probably 80,000, maybe pushing 90.
Right.
So guess where I was going at?
Right.
That was already paid for. You're going to laugh.
Right.
And I'm just a SMA coming in, right? A temp.
Right.
I said, I'm going to Vegas for 5 days, and I'm going to the last fight of Floyd Mayweather.
Okay. Yeah.
The retirement fight.
Right.
Where everybody that was somebody was in Las Vegas.
Right.
And I was there. That triggered him. And just from that day, it's just like he had it out for me.
Right.
Like the other SMAs that came, he didn't really have, he had a couple of other guys, but not as much. But me, he didn't like me. It was just me. It wasn't that I didn't.
So anything he could do to make your life difficult.
Oh man, let me tell you something.
Right.
So within that year, 14 months I was there, he tried to make my life a living hell. I could tell you for a fact, that I got written up 8 times. As a temp, I should have been fired. After so many occurrences or write-ups, and I'm a temp, I'm not even permanent. Right. I don't have a union or backing or nothing. They can get rid of you at any time.
Yeah.
Right? Missing days, whatever the case may be. By the grace of God, and some of my coworkers at the time that defended and even stepped in to try to diffuse things when this guy,
coming after you.
He had his sights set on me.
Right.
He told a lot of lies. He started a lot of controversy.
Yeah.
He just was diabolical.
Now, was he unique, or is that a systemic? Does this exemplify how management can be within DPW, or was this guy a special case?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he had a problem with himself and how he looked and how he presented himself.
Yeah, but is he a unique case, or does he exemplify like how management behaves within?
Because I had 4 supervisors within my career up to now,
right?
That we're going to get into, briefly. Each occurrence,
got it.
That wanted to cross that line, and try to use their leverage and their little bit of power,
right?
Because they don't have a lot of power, not to me anyway.
Yeah.
And they thought that was supposed to do something, and I'm just cut from a different cloth. So I was able to survive his tactics and different things. But it was something that just didn't set well with me, with him. And I started noticing. And I said, you know what? In a matter of time, something's going to happen. So let me tell you what this supervisor did to me. And I'm going to share with you. Nobody knows about this.
Okay.
Right? So you heard it exclusive. Only people that were there, that was in that yard. I had to go to the restroom. I had to go do number 2, excuse my French. So the men's bathroom was messed up. At this time, light duty, anybody that got hurt and injured was sent out there. You know that when you was coming out there with your trailer.
Right.
You would see a lot of people picking up paper and everything. You like, there's people everywhere, out here.
Yeah.
Those were the light duty people. Those are the people from various yards within the city.
Yeah.
They got hurt and injured, and they on light duty, so they can't get full capacity.
Okay.
So they sent them to Quarantine Road or sent them down Boston Street to bring operations.
Right.
So a lot of them got sent out there as punishment. Way out there in the boonies.
Right.
It's on the outskirts.
It's not easy to get to. You got to go over the right before the bridge.
Yeah, the bus system is terrible.
Yeah.
If you don't have a car,
you have to.
You're done.
I mean,
right?
Yeah.
So
it's out there by the Coast Guard yard.
I went to the restroom. I had to lock the door, of course, because I didn't want nobody to walk in, which I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I had to use the ladies' room. And
why did you have to use the ladies' room?
Because the men's rooms was broke.
It wasn't operable?
Yeah, it wasn't operable. Yeah. So the point that I'm saying is, so do you see what I'm saying? So while you worrying about, see what you just said?
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be taking care of that and getting that fixed.
Right.
And be on top of that. So he has working in a trailer.
Yeah.
Mind you, this is a trailer.
Right.
Right? It's not an actual building. So as I'm in there, I was finishing up. Before I got finished, he comes in the thing. He done found a baseball bat. Like he thought he played for the Baltimore Orioles. He comes to the door. This is the door, right? These are the tables. And you got about 15, 16 people that like duty. These people are various years, got more time than him, et cetera, et cetera. They witness, and he takes the bat and bam on the door. Thomas, since you in there, call him my last name.
Wow.
In front of all these people. So I did like this. I said, what is he doing with? I said, yeah, I'm in the restaurant. I said, I'll be out in a minute. That's it. Ain't nothing else to talk about. I'm not gonna have no conversation while I gotta do what I got. Gotta do.
You're handling the business.
So I got myself together. I got my jumper, put my jumper back on, wash my hands and make sure I'm clean, get myself, fixed up so I can get back to the assignment that he gave me, which was working in this area when you come in the quarantine road,
Yeah.
you know, the drop off.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
right
that's
there.
where they weigh you.
They
They,
have-
got the trailer there.
Yeah. So, you know, you going down that way and you're on the weigh scale, but this is the free drop off.
Oh, okay.
For like, you know, a little
so
small.
you immediately go to the right
to the
when you
right.
come in.
So you go in there. So they got some trailers.
Got
So
it.
they had me over there working. That was my assignment.
Right.
We were watching, you know, trailers on the people that come in.
Yeah.
I was standing at the door. I said, man, I ain't got time for this. So I'm walking. I go out the door. You know, the weight scale is right there where you got to weigh it.
Right.
The cameras is catching everything.
Yeah.
He's sitting there like this with the bat. So
is he trying to intimidate you? Like, what's the purpose?
So guess what? What he didn't know?
Mm-hmm.
He actually did me a favor. Thank you. I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for you. Because I could tell you was an idiot. You know who you are.
Right.
It ain't hard to find, but yeah, he was diabolical. So anyway, you see these papers? I'm nice with this pen.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know my background.
Right.
I have 2 college degrees. I went to Morgan State. I went to Morris Brown. I have 2 bachelor degrees. I'm ex-military, ex-Navy, and failure is not an option. I don't fear no man. I fear nothing but the man in the Most High upstairs. That's who got me. So I did just like this. I wrote a 5-page grievance. I felt that my life was threatened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, he's swinging a bat. He's banging on doors.
You can't get past it, right, Mr. Stenny?
Yeah.
You can't get past it, right?
No.
If you couldn't hear the voice, what was being said, but you saw that video, you looking at your employee like, what are you doing?
Right. What is this?
So you know that was a lawsuit, right?
Right.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
DPW does not thank you for what you did. Anyway.
I can tell you, as somebody that pays property taxes, we're on that side of the settlements, and whenever there's a settlement, it hurts us, right? That's a reduction in revenue, a reduction in service.
And I truly apologize to y'all.
Yeah, well,
I never knew that part.
Hey, it's not you to apologize.
But I just had
you didn't create the situation.
I didn't play, and he found out the hard way.
Yeah,
and he didn't really know who he was talking to. I'm a team player. You the supervisor. I'm the employee. I'm going to stay in my lane. When I feel as though that you disrespected me as a man, because I'm a man. You know, understand what I'm saying? When my father and mother conceived me and brought me into this world, I was a prince. And then they raised me to be a king. I'm not no gulpy. I'm not no follower. I'm a leader. And I pass that on to my kids as of this day. And I stand on my own 2 feet. When you're wrong, I'm going to let you know as a man. Hold up. We're gonna stop that. Let's bring that down. You're not talking any of that to me. We're gonna talk in a respectful manner. You want respect? I'm gonna give you that respect. He was very disrespectful. The paperwork was strong, and in 24 hours, I was transferred.
And the video evidence was strong.
The video evidence didn't even get downtown, but it was on its way downtown because my lawyer was already subpoenaed to getting that video for that case that I brought against DPW. And guess what? In less than 48 hours, guess what happened, Mr. Stenny? I was transferred to Cherry Hill because that's violence in the workplace. You know that.
Right. Yeah.
That fell under that.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 people that have a situation cannot stay in the same yard.
Right.
Somebody had to go. So it was me.
Yeah.
I'm an employee.
Yeah.
You still think he's worth it.
Right.
You still think this guy's worth it.
Hold on. So he still was with
he still was out there as the supervisor.
Wow. Is he still with DPW?
Oh, no. I'm going to tell you the highlight of that. I left, went to Cherry Hill, got settled in, and I did about 8-9 years at Cherry Hill with my brothers and sisters that also worked there in Cherry Hill. And I got to know the inner workings of DPW and being able to be able to do different jobs and learn different positions where I felt as though I was qualified.
Right.
All right. And when I got there, it wasn't even a year later. Guess what happened to that guy?
Man, I'm all ears.
He got fired. Guess what he got fired for? Besides my situation,
they probably looking for any excuse to get rid of him at that point.
He was stealing.
Hand
in the cookie jar.
What are you stealing from DPW? What is he taking? Tell me.
What's out there? Ain't that scale right there?
Oh, right. So sometimes I had to
I
pay
just said the
cash.
hand in the cookie jar.
Yeah. So because before COVID, they would actually take cash if you had it, right? So I go in, they weigh you, then they weigh you coming out, and the difference is what you owed. And
how
up
I found
until COVID, they
how I
would take
found out
cash.
that they got rid of him. How I found out that they got rid of him was that one of the employees that was still out there, they called me and said, "Hey, boy, you know they got rid of your guy."
Yeah.
I said, "Who's my guy?"
Mhm.
He was joking, of course.
Yeah.
And he said it. I said, "Man, I don't care about that dude." Man.
Yeah.
I said, "Well, what did he do?"
They
said, "Hey, he got caught." Yeah. Hand in the cookie jar. I said, "Wow."
Swinging a bat at one of his subordinates is not a fireable offense, but taking a little cash out of the till,
Oh no, my family had a nice Christmas. Thank you.
Just saying. That's it's funny because I know back in the day that the clerk's office downtown, it's a state office, but the clerk's office used to take cash. When people would file for their lawsuits or whatever. And there's a lot of stories about where a lot of that cash, because I think when you look at the amount of paperwork that was processed, and you look at the amount of cash that was actually reported, it didn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't really add up.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I'll tell anybody. First of all, you shouldn't be stealing or touching nobody's money. It's nothing that don't belong to you.
Yeah,
I'm not going to jail for nobody.
Yeah,
that's why I shoot straight shot.
Yeah.
I stay in my lane.
Yeah.
I don't fall into none of that stuff. That's not my character.
Right.
I'm not going to jail for any of that. That's white collar crime. Next, you be sitting there looking from 18 months to 3 years to 5 years, 7 years, and then it ruins your name, career. Credibility. Yeah,
it's hard to get a job.
You ain't gonna get a job at the grocery store. They don't even want you next to the register.
Right, when you label a thief.
So he got axed. I get to Cherry Hill. I'm going through the process. Shout out to Mr. Billy. He retired. He was the superintendent. Great guy. He loved me to death. He loved my work performance. This is where DPW had a disconnection. When I arrived at DPW, and I got dropped off that morning, and the chief from out there signed off the paperwork for my transfer to Cherry Hill, officially that I've been turned over to Cherry Hill.
Right.
This is my yard now. It wasn't even 2 hours later. They say, "Hey, welcome to Cherry Hill. This is blase, blase." I saw the green trucks. I saw the white trucks.
Right.
And the superintendent said, "Hey, go report to so-and-so." I went to the immediate supervisor of this borough, and he said, "Hey, okay, I got you. You in my borough." His name is Ricky. Shout out to Mr. Ricky. He retired from DPW too. Great supervisor. Loved him to death. And he handled recycle. So I started out on recycle. I did both. So I did trash and I did recycle.
Okay.
I started out on recycle. He put me on a truck with Mr. Pilgrim. Shout out to Mr. Pilgrim. That's my guy. I still talk to him. He did about 30 years and he retired. And he taught me the ins and outs. But the bottom line of it is, I didn't get no training. You just threw me right on that truck.
Right.
Do you see what's going on?
Mm.
So that's what was going on in 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Let's fast forward to 4 years ago. In 2 days, Donald Savoy passed away.
Wow.
On the back of that truck in August.
Tell me about that. Donald Savoy. Tell me about Donald.
Donald Savoy was
tell everybody about Donald.
Donald Savoy was a great guy. He was a friend of mine. I've been knowing him for like 30 years. Like we were in the entertainment business when we were young.
Right.
He was a bouncer.
Yeah.
Because he was a pretty, big guy.
Big guy.
Whatever the case. So he would bounce at some of the, the clubs back then, Choices,
right,
Odell's, Coppers, so yeah. So we talking about that time and era when everything party and people went out and had fun.
Yeah.
So I knew him that long and I didn't know he was working for the city. So when I got to Cherry Hill, this guy already got like 12, 13 years in.
Got it.
And anybody knew Mr. Savoy, my brother, we called him the fruit man over west off of Pennsylvania and Fulton. He was the one that had the pickup truck. He had fruits and vegetables.
Right.
He just didn't have the horse and carriage like you see the guys.
And
they go from east to west selling their fruit. But he had a pickup truck and a lot of people dealt with him. So he built a rapport. So he was well liked, well loved. And unfortunately, he was having some health problems. And this is where the management mismanaged and dropped the ball. The man was having some conditions that, he wasn't going to be able to overlook, but he didn't have to lose his job and he could have been moved to another yard.
Right.
And unfortunately, the person that was in charge at that time didn't sign off to get him out the yard to take him off the back of that truck.
Got it.
And he could have been sent to another yard to do something less strenuous,
to
keep him maintained.
So
he could still.
He had a documented history of challenges that really should have made him, basically, I guess, for helping.
And he don't pay his dues.
Right.
I look at it. If you got over 10 years, if you got over 10 with the city, with DPW, that means that you bought in.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not new to this.
Yeah.
You're
kind of you're not a temp anymore.
Okay. Yeah. And so you done bought in your time and you done earned your time.
Right.
Okay, cool. He happened to go out. He went out on a route. Unfortunately, what was told to me was that he was on the back of the truck.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, I don't know if he passed or whatever, collapsed or bumped, whatever the case may be, but he fell off the truck.
Right.
And hit his head on the curb. Got rushed to the hospital. He never recovered. He never opened his eyes up.
Probably. So he fell off the truck. He hit his head on the curb. It sounds like a subdural.
Well, they think, to me. Of course, they said it sounds like that he had a medical emergency that was taking place. It could have been a heart attack. And I don't know. He could have fainted.
Right.
It was hot.
The truck was moving.
The truck with no AC.
Yeah.
It was hot.
Yeah.
In the middle of the summer. 100 degrees.
Right.
And this man got health conditions. This could have been avoided. It could possibly would still had Donald Savoy with us. If a certain person in management, we're not gonna say their name, and did what they supposed to do. We lost Donald Savoy. Fast forward 4 years and 2 days ago, August 2nd, we lost Ronald Silver, young brother.
This one we remember. It's fresh in the mind. It's fresh in the mind.
Just made a year anniversary. Long live Ronald Silver II.
Donald Savoy and Ronald Silver.
Second.
Just want to make sure we're saying their names.
And
what happened with?
I don't know all the details. Everybody's waiting for everything to come out. They haven't released the video. You heard the lady on the TV. She said about the driver. There's a lot of stories and speculation.
The lady on the TV, are you referencing the resident that tried to assist him?
And then come to find out he was a nurse. I didn't even know that.
Right. And she could spot the symptoms of dehydration.
Right. And everything. And I think she had a neighbor that tried to help as well because he was, he wasn't a little guy. He was a little taller than me and solid.
Yeah.
Great guy. What I remember the short period of time that he worked with us, had good spirits, good vibes. I didn't have no problems and issue. Of course, if I'm the senior laborer on the truck, he would be on the truck with me and help me and fill in if my main partner didn't come in. And I never had a problem or issue. Of course, they wanted to start some speculation. You heard. They started saying little stuff. Oh, man, and we think that he might have been toxic. You know what I'm saying? Just different things. Trying to throw them.
Trying to deflect.
As you can see, if anybody's seen the interviews, I stopped all that.
Right.
I said, we're not going to do that.
Right.
And I'm not going to let y'all do that.
Right.
You understand me? I can't speak for nobody else, but I said that. And I said that guy was good. And when I worked with him, he was never high, which he was never high. He was never intoxicated. Right. He was never under any type of influence or anything of that nature. And he did not show me anything of that nature.
It's just
so we're not going to let you do that. Then number two, you got to watch yourself. And I just want to say this to the people that are paying attention. When it comes to these religions in the world, you know that, Mr. Stenny, you've been around the world and you know. This brother was Muslim, Islamic, okay? Them people don't play.
Right.
They very serious about their religion.
Very serious.
You may not believe in God or who Jah. Right. I'm part Jamaican, Jah. I believe in God. The Jewish community, whatever. They don't play. Everybody is serious about their religion and they're entitled to that. That community does not play.
Right.
And he was part of that community.
Right.
You can't play with that.
And it's that's the most disheartening thing when you have something that's obviously a tragedy. And people start thinking about covering liability rather than just doing the right thing. And they're willing to take someone's name in front of their family, their surviving family who's grieving, right? And besmirch their name and
I wasn't gonna let that do
it. Only purpose is try to deflect liability. You know, and a very unrelated situation that this is what they did to like Dave Chappelle when he decided to leave, you know, Comedy Central or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And they tried to say that he was and he said there's no way that I could have been doing the things that they said I was doing because I'm a devout Muslim and I was practicing at that time. Right. So to go out and just say, oh, he's crazy and he's on drugs, it was just like it couldn't even be possible because of his faith. And that's just, it's just so typical because you hear these little playbooks being repeated all the time. And the man is dead. It was your fault that he's dead. Just accept that responsibility.
So
for his family's sake.
Right. So when I spoke out, some of the guys in that yard, they got mad with me. I don't really care. What's right was right, what's wrong was wrong. I'm not gonna let you sit here and assassinate nobody's character because I wouldn't want that to happen to me. First of all, I'm well respected and well connected. I tell people all the time, just because I got this shirt on and this uniform, don't mean that I'm slow, uneducated, and don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's another whole thing we got to get into is the stigma that people attach to
because
titles,
they just think because you a trash man or you work on the back of a truck or whatever that you trash. No, we're not. We're just like you. We pay our taxes. We go to work. We got nice houses, and cars,
and you work,
and we make good money.
And you work hard
for our money. And we still ain't got paid what we are rightfully owed.
Oh, we're gonna get into that.
So Ronald Silver's situation came about, and then actually before Ronald Silver's situation happened, you got to remember 3 weeks before that, I informed the powers may be how we were being treated. No waters, no ice.
Right.
And then it just spread like wildfire.
Right.
It was me.
Yeah.
Oh, you call me the whistleblower. I don't care what you call it. What's right, what's wrong.
Right.
You supposed to be doing this. You supposed to provide this. This is in the book. This is in the manual. This is in the protocol. See, the difference between me and a lot of employees that works for DPW, and a lot of these guys are my friends and people that I deal with, I read the rules.
Read the rules.
I pay attention. I know the bylaws. So, Mr. Stinney, when we were outside before we got on the interview, and I was talking to you about certain things, what was you impressed about? Because I seen you say, you sharp. You ain't your ordinary guy.
I mean, I picked up on that. I picked up on a lot of this.
And I revised stuff that you knew
about. And at the end. So, I mean, even when we first interacted, like I said, we had a chance interaction because of your truck was disabled. We had a chance to interact. But what I could pick up on, and that was around the time that I was raising a lot of concerns about the recycling and things like that. What I understood is that you knew the rules. Right. And the only way that you're going to know the rules is if you read the rule book. And I said, that is 80% of the challenge of most people is they don't pay attention to what's already there for them.
Right.
You know, or they don't take the time to get familiar with what it is that they deserve. And when I met you, I said, this guy knows what he's owed. Right. He knows exactly what he's owed. Right. Because
shout out to U.S. Navy. They taught me. When I went into the military, I'm gonna tell you, when I went into the military, I was humble. I was timid. When I came out, I became a man. I became fearless.
Right.
I fear no man but the God.
The
Most High. That's the one that can make you cry and make you happy. And that's who I fear. And I treat people fairly. As much as possible, I try to do the right thing, live my life the right way, and to set an example and be professional as possible. But when I see the stigma that DPW has had for over 20 years before I got to it, I said enough is enough. I gotta speak. It wasn't about being in front of the camera. It wasn't about lights, camera, action. It wasn't about that I got on TV. Because all the times that you see my interviews, Mr. Stinney, I kind of got to the facts, right?
Right. Like I said, You know what you're owed. You know what you deserve, and that's what you're fighting for.
And that's it.
It's clear, it's authentic, it's genuine, and I want to thank you again for coming into City Voters Live tonight. And we've been talking for a long time, and I said he'll come when he's ready, you know. And I'm glad you got to that point, because people need to hear more than the 2 or 3 minutes that network. And I think those guys do a great job. I love Mackenzie, my girl Rebecca. They do fantastic work. But the format of what they do doesn't give you the opportunity and the state and the platform that you need to get down into the nitty-gritty of all of it. Right. So I'm glad you came here and took the opportunity.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So let's get back to Cherry Hill.
But you are, I think what we were getting at is what I said to you is that you are the leader of DPW. You are the voice of DPW. You are what I fight for on my platform every day.
I appreciate you.
And I'm out there and I got people caring about all these things that don't impact this city, you know, to a least degree. Why are we worried about what someone's doing in DC? We got things that are going on in Baltimore City that need their same attention and outrage. Right. And I can tell you, I put a post in about what's happening, you know, 6,000 miles away. It'll get 200 people commenting on it. I put something in there about Ronald Silver, 2 comments. I'm like, crazy. What is going on? Like this is our guy. This is our man. Like this is our guy right here in Baltimore City. So my job is to try to get that same level of attention from the people in this city that matter, that really could move the needle, to forcing the type of change that this city really, really needs.
So that's why I'm doing this interview, because this interview is not scripted. I just want y'all to know.
Off the cuff.
This is uncut. Well, now I was told I'm able to speak, and I'm able to speak.
It's your forum.
Let's get back to Cherry Hill. The first altercation that I got into was before Ronald Silver's situation and before the heat was so unbearable that summer. I had another supervisor that wanted to try his bullying tactics. Well, he was a little bit higher than expected. So, you know, he had power. Don't get me wrong. He could have squashed me like a grape. But at that time in 2020, I was running for city council for District 13.
Okay.
So he kind of got a phone call. They kind of told him like, hey, you can't play with Mr. Thomas. He's not your ordinary employee. Don't poke the bear. He know a few people. And he found out. He found out the hard way. He tried some things. He tried to stop me from growth. I was given an opportunity to go and get my yellow card and to move into a different department and get out of Cherry Hill and go drive. What I'm doing now.
Got it.
Right? Yeah. I didn't have to wait now.
Right.
I could have been driving back then.
Right.
Had all the experience what I need to do. Out Quarantine Road, when I left Quarantine Road before that situation occurred.
Which sounds crazy to me, because I
learned how to drive heavy equipment. Shout out to my guy, Rainey. Shout out to my guy, Rainey. He's the superintendent out there right now. He was back then, he was an employee.
Was this going on at a time when they were saying we had all this shortage of drivers for DPW?
Yes.
And they're still trying to hold you back.
Yes. So this guy did.
Yeah.
So what happened was I had an opportunity to go to another yard, Marine Operations, and be able to drive a vehicle. So I was set up to go do my yellow card, because you got to have a yellow card along with your driver's license to drive the vehicles or whatever, operating.
Yeah.
So the paperwork came over from downtown, and my supervisor at the time, he came to me and said, hey man, you got class today at 8 o'clock, blah, blah, blah. He goes into the office and he's talking to this supervisor. And he said, hey, I need another labor because, Mr. Thomas got class today. So the guy looking like, what you mean he got class today? His class is on the back of that truck to go get that route. He said, nah, here go the paperwork. He's got yellow card. He's got to go report downtown to the location to do the yellow card. So the guy was like, nah, he ain't doing that. Cancel that. I ain't worried about that. You don't get on that truck, blah, blah, blah. He can go home. So the supervisor come out there. I mean, my immediate supervisor come out there, and the supervisor that told him that kind of ran the yard. When he told me that, I went in there and I addressed him. I said, what's the problem? And he was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? What you talking about? What you getting a yellow card for? You on the back of that truck. I said, let me explain something to you. And this is where I busted him. When I signed and joined DPW in 2014, I never signed to be a classified laborer on the back of a truck.
Right.
Because when you sign that, that locks you in to be on the back of that truck.
Right.
I was a solid waste. I went from an SMA, and when I became permanent,
full-time,
I became a solid waste worker.
Right.
Meaning that I can maneuver.
Yeah.
How I was told not to sign that was my former superintendent, which was, shout out to Mr. Billy. He said, don't sign that, Thomas, when you go down there for your orientation. When I became permanent in Cherry Hill, he said, because that will lock you in and you be stuck on the back of that truck. And I see greater things in you that you can maneuver and move up.
Got it.
He taught me that.
Right.
I never forget that. And I was able to maneuver. So when I told him that, oh, he was pissed. I don't know. Mind you, this person that kind of helped run the yard, but he wasn't the top boss.
Right.
The top boss was the chief.
Right.
The chief got the paperwork from the other yard from that chief to say, I want Thomas. I want to recruit him and bring him down here with me. So they already talked.
Yeah.
He just didn't know about it.
Right.
So he wanted to get in the middle of it. So he said, nah, you ain't doing that, blah, blah, blah. Like he talking like, and I'm just sitting there looking at him. Yeah. I said, well, I guess I'll go home. He looked at me. Well, you do what you got to do. Okay. I went outside. I got this nice phone. I got on the phone. I called the boss, the chief of the yard at the time. And I explained to her, I said, I think you need to get your Chihuahua or your pit bull, whatever they call themselves. But they're not going to play with me. And then I explained to her. She said, Mr. Thomas, I said, this is what I'm getting ready to do. I'm not going to go home. This was about 6:30, 7 o'clock when all the trucks about to be out the yard. I said, I'm going to go on down here to this union hall, and I'm going to have my shop stewardess from Cherry Hill. At that time, shout out to Mr. Steve Patterson. He just retired, 37, 38 years, serving the city of Baltimore, DPW. And he was the shop stewardess for Cherry Hill. And he met me there. So he was out working.
Right.
So he met me down there, and I went in there and talked to the powers may be, which at that time was one of the top union reps. And the chief said, go on home, and I'm going to take care of this. I went down there to the union. Union opened up about 9 o'clock. Shop stewardess came from Cherry Hill. I met with who I needed to meet with. Before I could get out there union, I got a phone call from the supervisor, the acting supervisor in that department. She was like, that person was like, Mr. Thomas, are you still in the area? Mr. So-and-so like to meet with you if you could come back to the yard. I said, I'm still in the area. I said, I don't know. I said, because I feel a little threatened. No. So I ended up, I said, okay, I'll be back, but I'm down here taking care and filing it. So I filed a grievance.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Right there at the union hall. Yeah. Shop stewardess, all the witnesses, blow by blow. I told you, this pen is nothing to play with. And I know how to put words together.
Right.
And I put blow by blow. Yeah. Documentation is proclamation. Right. Rule number one when you work in a job, you document everything each and every day. Cover yourself. If you don't, because these jobs ain't right out here. I'm telling you, I work for city government. So what does that tell you? With a union, that's a strong union. You still got to cover yourself and protect yourself, right? So you don't lose your job for some discrepancies or whatever.
Is it crazy though that you have to be that paranoid about what's going to happen to you? I mean, that's no way to work. That's no way to live.
No, it's not. It's stress. It's stress. But I came from the military. Yeah. I'm one of the few.
Right.
You know how stressful the military is.
And then you think about, of course, I mean, my daughter just finished 5 years at a military academy. I can tell
Congratulations on her.
I appreciate you, sir.
Yeah, salute to her.
She's up on the wall.
Yes.
That's her. And I can see the discipline that it put in her, because I remember her as a 17-year-old kid,
right?
But to where she are now as a 22-year-old young lady. Right. And when I hear you speak, it's very disciplined. It's very disciplined.
Yes,
it's very methodical.
I appreciate that.
And you're special in that you have that to defend yourself.
Yes.
In that environment that you're in. And the environment shouldn't be that way, but you have that. So many people don't have that. Like, there's so many people that work in those same conditions that are dealing with the vindictiveness, dealing with the targeting, dealing with the bullying. They just don't have these tools that you've been blessed with, born with, a lot of it, taught some of it.
My grandfather, 35 years retired Master Sergeant in the U.S. Army. My uncles, everybody went into the Army and served Korean War, you name it. My great-grandfather.
Yeah.
I was the only one that went to the U.S. Navy, and I fought in Desert Storm. And I was taught failure is not an option. And if you don't stand up for something, you'll fall for anything. And I'm not going to do that.
Right.
How can I go home to my wife and my kids and look them in the face and be a man and a protector? How can I protect my wife and my kids?
And so many people
How can I be the man of the house?
Yeah. And you're fortunate because you know how to fight and defend for yourself, but there's so many people that are in there that don't have that tool set in there.
And that's why I felt a need that I had enough.
Right.
I was one of the ones that just came to work, fall in line, accept all the bull crap, everything they thrown. They know they wasn't right, and just a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So fast forward to that situation. The gentleman got in trouble.
Right.
He wanted to try to talk. We talked man to man. Someone was there as a mediator.
He trying to backpedal.
Yeah, backpedal.
Yeah.
Then he tried to throw it on the one chief at the other yard.
Miscommunication.
Which you ain't got nothing. Yeah. They didn't inform me that. Right. You know. See, I ain't even have to say it.
Right.
You already filled in the blank.
Right.
So I'm just sitting there looking at him. I looked at him. I said, "Are you done?"
Right.
I said, "Let me say something to you." I said, "You can play them games with the rest of these people, and you can spin the bottle with them. Please don't play with me." As you done found out, I made a few phone calls downtown while I was waiting at the union.
Right.
And those calls came uptown. And he got that phone call.
Yeah.
And they said, "Stop and leave him alone."
Right.
That's not what you want. And I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way.
Right.
I'm saying that don't be that type of person to mess with people, because you just don't know who's who. And out here, we live in a society right now, and you know this, Mr. Stenny, it's not about what you can do, it's who you know and who you connected to. And I've been blessed. I told you I came up in the political arena. I grew up in politics, besides the military, besides college.
Yeah.
And I was taught and I was introduced to the powers may be.
Right.
And I built a relationship. Network equals net worth. Money can come and go, but relationships are priceless. And I always left a lasting impression with the people, very important people.
Yeah.
From the mayor to the city council to the city president, all the way to the governor, all the way to DC, delegates, senators, congressmen, so forth. Not just here, but around the country. I have a lot of good relationships, and I'm in good standings. And your name is everything, and how you carry yourself. If you don't open your mouth, how you gonna eat? If you don't speak about things, how y'all gonna know what we've been fighting with? I'm telling you, I came in 14.
Right.
This been going on before I got here.
Years.
I just told you almost 20 years.
How in depth and how accurate? Because we know over the past couple of years we've seen, a lot more, I guess, push towards reform within DPW and the Able Woman Building. So I know and IG Cummings, Isabel Cummings, sorry.
Shout out to Miss Cummings.
Shout out, man.
That's
and they I'm glad. I'm so grateful for her. We know that she started diving in and chronicling and doing reports on the conditions of the organization and the way that people are treated within the organization. Did it go far enough? Like, do you see things?
Oh no, it definitely changed.
Yeah.
After Ronald Silver, unfortunately, long live Ronald Silver.
Yeah.
Timothy Cartwell passed away. Was caught in between the pole and the truck and got crushed. Y'all know that. Let's not forget about Timothy Cartwell.
Right.
His brother had 17, 18 years.
Right.
In. That was just last year too, right after Ronald Silver.
Yeah.
It was a couple of months apart. So let's do the math. Donald Savoy, Timothy Cartwell, Ronald Silver, all came out of Cherry Hill. These were my friends. Imagine the PTSD that I have encountered, that I don't see these guys smile no more. I don't get a chance to work with these guys no more. I don't get a chance to kick it with them. Or we out there working and doing our job, but we're able to take a lunch break, and break bread with each other. We treated it like the military.
Right.
When we leave in that truck, the driver and the two laborers, we got each other's back. Because our whole goal is to go do our job the best of our abilities, do what we're supposed to do,
right,
and get back home safely to our families.
Right.
And that didn't happen for these three.
Right.
Let's not forget about the brother before that. They got shot up by Emerson Avenue in the alleyway. The beginning of the summer before Ronald Silver passed away. I'm not going to get into that, but that was a nightmare. And you talking about 4 of my coworkers was in that alley and bullets was flying.
Right.
He got hit, but by the grace of God, he survived. Quick thinking from the driver, Mr. Patterson, the one that retired.
Right.
He got him to the hospital.
Got it.
Ambulances, fire engines, not taking shade at y'all, but y'all overworked, undermanned, and y'all don't have enough resources. They couldn't wait 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
This person might not make it.
Yeah, he's gonna bleed out.
The person that got him to the hospital, he wasn't properly trained. He wasn't given those resources.
Right.
He wasn't told how to handle if this happens or that happens.
Stop the bleed. Yeah.
Do you understand?
Right.
So within the last, in a year, you've seen a lot of changes from heating, medical, and training. Now you train equipment, of course. They bought all new equipment.
Okay.
They buying equipment, they getting it, they replacing it, they outdating, they getting them out of here.
Right.
If the truck sneezed and that air conditioner ain't working right now, and that brand new truck, that truck went to the shop. They not even playing.
Right.
I will give them that.
Okay.
So I got to give a shout out to Mr. Khalil, who was the director. He moved into the deputy. He just got appointed down there with the mayor.
Okay.
Now Khalil.
So is he now the DPW full bird director?
No,
Khalil?
He was the director, and then he moved into deputy mayor.
Okay. So he's
he oversees DGS, DOT, and DPW.
Okay.
The director is my guy Matt Gerback.
Yeah.
Matt is the director. And then you got Miss Curtis, Yvonne Jackson, Mike Lucas, Mr. Kendall. He's the new bureau head. He just got hired. He came from, I think he came from DGS or DOT. I may be wrong. But anyway, shout out to Mr. Kendall. Great guy, good personality. They're the type of supervisors that you don't have a problem working for because they have an open door policy. If you got a problem, call me. You got to remember back then when I started,
Yeah.
you couldn't get to them.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get to.
I just gave you the secret.
Now. Yeah. I mean, and that's key because
you had the steps.
Right.
Go to supervisor, then the supervisor go to the superintendent,
yeah.
the superintendent go to the chief, then the chief, then you got to write and go to this, and then before I get to these people, you had to go to the 5 or 6 steps.
So why do you think that the culture, that dysfunctional culture, persisted for so long? What do you think was, and then after that, what do you think was the biggest catalyst to the turn, what seems to be the agency making a turnaround?
Because the people that was in position, from downtown to even some of these yards, they were allowed to just run rapid and do what they want to do.
Right. There was no accountability.
People, no accountability.
Okay.
So also downtown was just listening to them. Downtown never came uptown to talk to the employees. Hey,
right.
Hello.
Yeah.
I work for you.
Yeah.
I pick up your trash and recycle.
Right. Yeah.
We keep your water fresh so you be safe. So when you go and get that tap water.
How did that line of communication get established to where now that from that level to downtown, how did that communication
it started with me and some of my other constituents
speaking out?
We spoke out,
being advocates.
You got to remember something.
Yeah,
I didn't just speak out because of Ronald Sill. I want to make this clear.
Yeah,
you can go back and look at the clips. I spoke out in 2019, Mr. Stinney. I reminded you.
Right.
I broke the news when they was giving us the fake N95, K95 masks. Right.
Yeah.
And we didn't have the proper PPP to do our job.
Right.
And I caught COVID twice. And if I didn't get that shot, I'd have died because I'm asthmatic. See, I didn't share that with you.
Right.
See, y'all didn't know that.
Pre-existing condition.
I caught COVID twice. We also didn't like the fact that back then, you didn't think we was essential workers. You just thought it was the police, the fire, and the ambulance people. Oh, they're essential workers. Well, who you think picked up y'all waste in that trash and your COVID snots and the things that you got that you put in that trash and your hazardous waste? We had to endure that.
And what
who do you think goes and removes those needles?
What happens if trash isn't picked up?
In 3 to 5 days, it turns to poison and contamination, and it can kill all of us.
So
it's like a tick bomb.
Right. It's a public health.
I want y'all public health hazard.
Right.
And guess what? The rats and the raccoons will be eating at your door. They'll be knocking. Hey, we finished up your trash. We're a little hungry. We're coming in.
Right.
It's real simple.
So man, it seemed like it's seen its darkest days. Is that what you feel? Do you feel like the agency is?
I'm not going to say everything turned around.
No.
That.
I'm saying that at least.
But it's the coin is turning in the right direction.
Right.
And I could say,
how do we accelerate it?
Accelerate it?
Yeah.
Well,
because I need people to care. I need people to care as much about what's happening with you and the agency, as they do about what's happening 6,000 miles away.
So what we need to care, and I think it's starting to happen, and we just need the upper management and the powers that be, Mr. Khalil, Mr. Matt Gerbach, Mr. Toya Curtis, Mike Lucas, Yvonne Jackson, Kendall Bureau, on my side, I can speak about. And they on top of that. They standing firm, and they not playing.
Good.
They said no more bullying. You better not even play with no employee.
Right.
Try any of your intimidation tactics,
Yep.
your bogus lies, and your fabrications that a lot of them have gotten away. A lot of good people have lost their job with DPW.
Wow.
A lot of these people need to be brought back.
Right.
And they need to be apologized to because you had a systematic racism. And it's not no color. It's just that mono to mono, whatever the case may be, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's systematic racism. I don't like him.
Right.
Hey, I don't like him.
Right.
So whatever you need me to do, I got your back. Start a paper trail on him so we get him out of here.
Right. Targeting.
That's targeting.
Yeah.
So those are the things.
Right.
I had this person back in Cherry Hill. That was one. And this person just tried various times.
Right.
But it couldn't fold. Unfortunately, I had got hurt. I was out for about a year and a half. recovering because I had literally torn my shoulder.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I had to go do rehab, treatment, everything. So when I came back, one of the immediate supervisors in their yard got into some trouble. I'm not gonna get into his situation, but people wouldn't think they Wyatt Earp on city government property. We're gonna leave it at that. They got fired.
Remember that.
Right. You remember that? Okay. All right. So you already know who, yeah. And then right after that, the person that I had the problem with, he did something that he wasn't supposed to do. And he got dealt with. And yeah.
I feel like you're looking at him.
You know, you know what he did.
Yeah.
Not just to me,
right,
but a lot of people. And you know, karma has no deadline.
Right. It does not expire.
There's Carmen,
right?
Carmine, and Karma.
Right.
You have the female and you have the male. Carmine is for the males. Karma is for the females. You gotta treat people fairly. You gotta be respectful.
It will come
and
back.
You gotta say, because it has no deadline.
Right.
It's ticking. It could get you today. It could get you tomorrow. It could get you years from now.
It's gonna get you.
But it's gonna get you. And when it comes, you gotta deal with that.
Yeah.
I don't want no parts of it.
Right.
So
just
I stay in my cubicle.
Yeah.
I stay in my lane until I say, hold up, we're not gonna do this. And I speak up. They don't call it. So I'm gonna tell you the nicknames they give me: radio, walkie-talkie, talk a lot. My new name is the Boogeyman, not Candyman. Don't say my name 3 times. I'm just joking. But I've established myself that you got to respect.
Yeah, you're the
no matter what.
You're the face of DPW.
I wasn't trying to do that.
No, that's not.
But I was.
Well, that's the sign of true leadership.
And that's what they see, because
when you're not trying, it's not an effort to become that. You end up being that by the actions and the genuine actions that you take. You become the de facto leader and face of things because of your actions, right? And the impact of said actions. And one thing I want to talk about as one of the impacts of your actions is the recent election within the local leadership from the Union Hall.
Oh, okay.
Right. Because here's what happens when regimes fall. You had this really oppressive, agency that, targeted employees, bullied employees, kept this terrible working environment and culture. They got exposed. Some of those people are gone from the agency. But to really make that thing turn around, there needs to be wholesale change, and wholesale change in leadership. And talk to me about the recent Local 44 election. What does that mean? What does that signify? Like, what drove that? Because it seems that, some of the establishment folks who were in leadership within the Local 44 are no longer in leadership.
Oh.
Right. So
we're gonna fast forward.
I don't want to skip nothing. Don't feel like I'm pushing you.
No, you ain't skipping nothing.
Okay.
So I've been with the union since I started being permanent. So I think I've been with the city maybe 14.
And let's put a name to it. We're talking about AFSCME Local 44.
AFSCME Local 44.
Okay.
So one of the biggest and strongest. A lot of members.
4,800 members, you said?
4,800, I think, in the city. I think statewide,
AFSCME is, statewide. Yeah.
Probably about 10,000.
Oh,
over.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like around that.
It's big.
It's big, which is now under Local 3. So it was standing on its own, and now it's underneath the subsidiary of Local 3, Local 63, 367. whole bunch of other.
Yeah, y'all got too many numbers in that
Yeah, I
for
don't
me
know.
to be able to keep up.
I just know Local 44.
Right.
So I've been paying my dues since I became permanent. I signed off, and I've been continuous. As I started getting into the union and learning the contract and learning what these people that we trust to go to the board or sit down with the mayor, the board of estimates, the labor commission, and the powers may be, and the solicitors and administrators for the city of Baltimore to negotiate our contract every 2 years. You know, for a raise, you know, to change this, change that, whatever the case may be.
Training, working conditions,
everything.
all of it, yeah.
A lot of times the contract will continue to roll over.
So you got nothing.
I mean, 2%, 3%.
Right. The cost,
you know, here and there, whatever.
Yeah.
Cost of living wasn't even in there.
Right.
We're not even gonna get into that, but yeah. So I got tired again. I said, man, let me start saying what's going on with this contract. So me, from a personal perspective, I'm just going to take you to walk through. I started going to the union meetings. RIP to Mr. Glenn Milton, you know what I'm saying? He was the president for a long time at the union. And he kind of embraced me because I always had questions.
Wait, back up. You breaking news from me. Did you say RIP Glenn Middleton?
Yeah, he passed away.
Did he pass away?
Yeah, he passed away.
When did Glenn
Last year.
Last year?
Like a few months ago.
A few months?
Yeah, a few months ago. Probably about not even under 8 months. Mr. Milton passed away.
My condolences to his wife.
Yeah.
I had no.
She's an advocate. Shout out to Miss Middleton. She's an advocate. She's on the city council, so she's fighting for us to get our money.
I knew he was not well, but I didn't know. I didn't get the. I didn't.
Yeah.
Something that slipped past me.
Wow, they didn't even. Wow, that's.
I wasn't. I wasn't close, or you know, but I obviously knew who he was, right? Because. And I had done some work back in my early political days. Did some organizing with Glenn and Local 44, doing some calls, and like maybe I've told you I did like a lot of technology to political campaigns, and Local 44 was one of my clients, one of my customers, and I can tell you I'm very thankful for the work and opportunities that Glenn Middleton gave to me early in my political consulting career.
Right.
So you know, God bless him and his family.
Yeah, definitely. So I came in, I became a union member. I started going to the union meetings. And believe it or not, he took a liking to me, I would say. And he was like, I see something in you, Mr. Thomas. And, you know, fast forward a few years later, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to put in for you. That's before he got
sick. Got sick. He took me down to the union hall. I hate to interrupt, but he did take me down to their union shop.
Yeah.
And he was running a mail campaign. They showed me all his printers and, you know, all the stuff that he had going on. Yeah.
So he was definitely, you know, a trendsetter.
Yeah.
And
well, he passed it down too to the younger guys, right? Like, here's what I'm doing.
So he turned around and he brought me in, and he told Miss Dorothy Bryant, which was the vice president at the time, you know, hey, we want to get him, put him in for shop stewardess. I said, all right, cool. A few months later, I got scheduled. I got my paperwork sent to me from HR. He needs to be off that day. He needs to report to the union hall. I went through the training. I received my certificate that I finished it. I'm a shop steward, not a union rep, but a shop steward. At the time, I was going to be assigned to Cherry Hill, along with another guy that came in and did the training with me as well. You know, we both were going the same day. And then from there, I just really dug deep. I started studying the contract, looking at the bylaws, looking at the clauses, looking at phases. Phase 1, part 1, part 2, part 3, the discrepancies, what percentages were backdated, what is owed to us, what was our last thing. I really started. And then I did my research and went back to the contracts previous, all the way back to when I started in 14.
Right.
So you might call me a nerd or weirdo, but you know, once I get caught into something, I really want to see what's going on.
I'm smiling like a proud pop.
So you know, I'm saying, like, what's going on here? I never forget I was at a meeting with Mr. Glenn Milton. and he had spoke, and they was in negotiation, and they was trying to ratify the contract. And the lawyer for them was there, and he was trying to break it down. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the few times that I know I could say, and the union hall was packed, and the guys voted no against the contract. They didn't want to ratify. Oh yeah, they declined it.
Wow.
And they were pissed. And they wrote on the quote, and they put it in the box, and they said no. They told the lawyer, you need to go back to that board, and you need to go get us some money.
Right.
And you tell my guys it's been 30 years, 33 years, XYZ.
Yep.
You know, I'm still a preemie.
Yeah.
So I'm just back observing, soaking it in.
Yeah.
Mr. Middleton's up there talking, I'll never forget. And everybody just looked at me. And I think that's when I realized that when I speak and I'm speaking facts, I knew what I was talking about. You remember Miss Valentino?
No.
She was the director.
Okay.
Mrs. Valentino.
Yeah.
She was the director back then when I got in. She was in charge. She was the bureau head.
Got it.
Shout out to Miss Valentino. She made me permanent.
Right.
So she wiped away. She wiped away and cleared my slate.
Yeah.
When the guy wrote me. Remember I told you quarantine rule, 8 occurrences?
Yeah.
When I got there, that was in the way.
Right.
So, you know, they want you to wait so many years to wait for it to thing. So Mr. Billy, the superintendent, and Mr. Ricky, my supervisor that I was signed to in that borough in Cherry Hill, they wrote a letter to Miss Valentino, and she waved it off. She said, clear his slate and make him permanent. Yeah. So I don't have nothing bad to say about her,
right,
whatsoever. And she made me permanent, and that's how I became a permanent employee.
Got it.
And I got made a made man. So I went down and got my papers. Fast forward, she was no longer with the city. And she moved on. I think she was in DC working in another department. However, as they was going through the books and everything, they found $5.7 million in a kitty. 5.7 million. So as Mr. Middleton was talking, that the union had came across and found out and was notified of this amount of money. I'm sitting there and did like this. I say, hey, I'm in the union hall among almost 50, 60, 70 people, standing room only. They say, yeah, come on up, Mr. Thomas, and go to Mike, you speak. I said, sir, what are y'all going to do with the 5.7 million that y'all found? I said, because I know it's not going to go to the union.
Where did that come from?
So it was some type of thing. I guess there was various accounts that were set up that she was in charge of, so to speak.
Yeah.
And when she turned over the power and she left DPW, it was kind of like it was an oversight. They didn't see that account and that money was sitting there. But once they found out and retrieved it, they like, hold up, there's 5.7 million. I said, hey, that needs to go back to us.
Membership.
We don't need y'all to be sitting on that or whatever you in the city working out.
Right.
But we need to find out what you're going to do with that money.
Right.
That's how the 5.7 million turned into the uniforms.
Right.
Just for me.
Yeah.
Waving my hand and speaking up.
Yeah.
In other words, I said, no.
They would have found another.
Y'all not right. You're not going to do that.
Right.
And we starving.
Right. Yeah.
Me and my constituents, you got dietary, you got DOT, you got the water department, you got DGS,
right?
You know what I'm saying? You got solid waste collections, you got the special events,
right?
You got electric maintenance. These are all these different departments, subsidiaries of the DPW.
Right.
That's on the local 44. These guys work hard. You got guys playing with thousands and thousands of watts of, electricity.
Yeah.
So that's how 5.7 got put back into the budget. And then that's when the city started getting uniforms. That's how we got the bright yellow shirts.
Yeah.
Pants.
Wow.
And the jackets.
Okay. So you basically became the de facto president at that moment, right?
From that day forward, Mr. Middleton took a likeness to me, and I'll never forget it.
Well,
he always called me and said, Thomas,
it's something about
you're a sharp guy. Yeah.
You're not gonna get anything.
And he said it even after that.
Yeah.
He said that was a good
friend.
He did he said, that was a good question that you asked. But in his mind, he's like, yeah.
Come on over here.
So
you're on our team now.
It just went from there. And fast forward, Miss Dorothy Bryant.
Yeah.
She kept to her word, and she put me in class. And it came from Glenn Milton.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, you know, the man got sick, and I never got a chance to tell him thank you. But,
Mm-hmm.
you know, he's resting. Thank you, Glenn Milton. R.I.P. to Glenn Milton. So he was the one that got me involved into, you know, the union. And I just started learning the pros and cons. I started going to the conferences.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I met Pat Moran. And I started meeting various people within the union that's been there.
Right.
And it just went from there. And I just built a rapport.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to agree with everything that may go in the black and white that they bring out.
Right.
And I got questions, and I'm entitled to ask you those questions.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. So I'm a questionable type person. If I don't understand,
Curious.
If you don't ask, you got to ask.
Right.
Okay, I don't understand that. What does that mean? What are you talking about this?
Yeah.
What are the particulars? You got to be a little more specific. They looking at me like, whoa, are you in solid waste?
Mm-hmm.
And then once they found out my background,
right. And it makes
now
sense.
I got downtown.
Yeah.
Some of the big wigs and other departments calling me, you need to fill out that application and come on down here with us and get on this side. Because this is where you belong.
Yeah.
You're selling yourself short.
Right.
And I respect that.
Right.
But who's going to fight for the little people?
Who's going to fight? Yeah, who's going to fight? I mean, here's the thing. The way I
who's going to fight for that person that don't know what's going on?
The way I always see it, and I try to do this, is the reason why I think social media and social platforms are so important. Because at this point, the problem with teaching, and let's just say, you know, we're both around. I'm 52. You know, if you wanted to teach people things 30 years ago, you had to be in front of them. It had to be you had to be in their physical presence to get them to learn. But what's great about today is you have so much more ability to scale your knowledge right now because of the technology and the mediums that are available. I mean, just by you sitting here tonight doing this podcast, if everybody that's out there and the 4,800 members of Local 44 and any employee of DPW, I mean, you hit on some of the most key things, right? Is number one, you got to you have to read. You have to look at the documents that are ruling your situation, right? Understanding your contract, understanding your contract, and then it's on YouTube.
Okay.
YouTube, City Voters Live.
Okay.
Right. And then but just take the time. And I was actually watching a podcast last week, and it was you know, Joe Rogan had a guy on that was his name is Shaka Senghor, right? Okay. And this guy has an amazing story. It's crazy. But he ended up, you know, going to prison for 19 years when he was 19 years old. But he said the difference between how he was able to go from being in prison for 19 years to being a fellow, you know, a technology fellow at MIT, the most prestigious technology university in the world, was because when he went in, he knew how to read. Right. And that's really what sustained him. So and I think the big difference between the impact you've been able to have on that agency and now in turn what's going on with the leadership within the union literally is about the fact that you read and you're aware. You know what's this $5.7 million doing sitting over here? We all gonna do with that? They're not.
Everybody was sitting there talking. When he said it kind of went over their head. I said, hello.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Right. What you gonna do with that 5.7? You know, in my mind, I was like, well, I know I ain't hit the lottery.
Understanding your contract.
And I'm only 1% of X amount of employees.
Yeah.
So since you say y'all found that, or it was found, and y'all were informed, you need to go back to them and say that 5.7 needs to be spent on these guys.
Well, here's
that 5.7 could have been spent on equipment back then.
What they knew is they were required to disclose it. What they didn't expect was somebody to actually process it and then challenge it and question it.
Oh yeah, I made it very clear. I said I hope the 5.7 just all of a sudden doesn't disappear, and then we got to hear that DPW somebody dropped the ball and the money just disappeared over the announcement and went into the air. It evaporated. So where's the money?
Right. But even like the fact that we're doing this and this can get disseminated pretty wide, right? and you're already teaching those people. So even if you left behind your mark, even if you moved on to better things for yourself, which you deserve to do, and you owe it to yourself to do it, you've already done your job as far as telling people how they and teaching people what they need to do to be able to advocate for themselves. And no matter where you go, you can still help, the folks that are on the front that are on the front line.
Oh, so, I plan on doing that.
Yeah.
My thing is, I started with DPW and I did it reverse. I started in corporate, coming from college, military, working various jobs, being in management, 16, 17 years in my early age.
Right.
I graduated from high school when I was 17. My grandmother signed me off to the military.
We had to do that with our daughter because she was 17. Yeah, we had to have the emancipation.
Yeah. So, I came out honor roll, 3.2 average, honor society in high school.
Yeah.
My grandparents didn't play that. Education is important.
Right.
Education is power. Knowledge is power.
Right.
Don't grow up and be no fool. Don't use just 10% of your brain
when
you got other parts of your brain and your knowledge that you can evaporate and don't shortchange yourself or pigeonhole yourself in life.
Yeah.
You got to understand, and you got to push yourself out of limits to what you think you can't do, and you try to do it.
Right. Got it.
And I just told him that, and I just always stuck with that, and I try to distill that in my kids, and I'm thankful. My kids are 13, 10, and 5, and all of them are honor roll, thanks to me and my wife. My son, 13, he's been honor roll since kindergarten. He's in his 8th grade.
That's crazy.
And right now, he's got various top high schools looking at him right now.
Right.
To come to their high school. Just so
that's pride.
Yeah, I'm proud. Yeah. And my daughter right behind him. And then right there, and I teach my kids to pass the knowledge down. And now my 5-year is advancing already in kindergarten.
Yeah.
His mind is clicking. There's more to life than roadblocks and being on YouTube and TikTok and
doom
scrolling. And all that. Yeah. No, we're gonna educate him. We're gonna teach you. Never steer away. You see my picture. It's my guy. See the brain?
I do.
The power.
Yeah.
So I represent that. You got to think. I was always taught something that my grandfather, and he had a 6th grade education, and he had 9 kids, and he took care of all 9 kids. He went into the military, did 35 years, like I told you, retired master sergeant, and he worked for the state before he passed away. He said you could be the smartest person in the world, or you could be not so smartest person in the world. But if you got common sense, a little bit of common sense, you can survive in this world. And it's really true.
Right. Yeah.
So I try to just break everything down to everybody, whether you're smart, intelligent, or not so bright, or you're not educated enough. I try to speak to everyone when it comes to our company and what we represent.
Right.
With the union, I break things down and I give them things that they can understand.
Right.
I'm not talking down to them. I'm not trying to make them be belittled.
Right.
I just try to tell them what they need to do.
Right.
And they understand that. What they do understand is where's their money. And that's where we want to know. Right. We want to know where our money is.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell, people can feel, they may not know the details or the particulars, which really is the benefit of having someone on their team really does is you give them the actual rationale as to why they're feeling what they're feeling. Like they know when they're being treated poorly. Everybody knows when they're treated poorly, but they don't really have, a lot of them don't have the detail. They don't have what they're owed, what they're, how it's supposed to be. They just know that they're being mistreated.
You got guys that's been there 25, 30 years and they got legacy.
Right.
They got legacy time. You know how much time that is? That means that they've accumulated over those years. These people got thousands of hours.
Right.
That if they was wanting to retire next year, they literally can go out right now.
Right.
And next August on this date, the 26th, they still gonna have some time even after taking a whole year off that the
Right.
city still gonna have to pay them
Right.
and accommodate them. They still gonna get an extra check even after that to pay them for that time.
Right.
That means that they put their service. They
Yeah.
really put in their blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that we got to work 30 years. 25, I'm willing to conform with that. That's something
Right.
that needs to be changed.
Yeah.
The police is doing 20. The fire department is doing 20.
Right.
Why we got to do 30?
Yeah.
But we city government. That has to be changed.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that did change in this new contract that they're trying to present is that me, along with Mr. McNair, at the hearings, we spoke highly of the 15 cents hazardous pay
Right.
an hour.
15 cents.
So
per hazardous
besides
pay.
what I got
Explain
paid-
that- tell us what that means. Explain
Okay,
to us
so-
exactly what that means.
The hazardous pay is like, I get paid, let's say I get paid $23 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
But every hour I work, 15 cents is added. That 15 cents is hazardous pay. So if I get burned or anything of that nature, I get paid 15 cents.
15 cents.
We're not talking about insurance.
15
I'm not, yeah,
cents
15 cents.
an hour.
So I just want to tell you that 15 cents been around for 37 years.
Now, whose responsibility is it to get fair hazardous pay? Like, who should have been on that?
I'm going to tell you this. That should have been the union and DPW. They should have been ashamed of themselves for 37 years.
The agency?
The agency, yes.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the
That's what
old
I'm
regime.
Right.
And the
right.
old regime before that.
Yeah.
And the old regime. And
Yeah,
I'm actually going, it's not Brandon Scott.
Yeah.
We're not going to throw him under.
Right.
Ever how you feel. It ain't got nothing to do with him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wasn't even in office. He wasn't in the power.
No. When
It's
we
the
talking
mayors.
decades.
We talking about decades.
Yeah.
37 years
Right.
until just now.
Yeah.
Now we just turned around.
Well, I'm not going to fully excuse everybody because
No.
a lot of those guys have been in office. He's been in city government since 2011.
Yeah.
And there's been people that have been fighting for your compensation increases.
Right.
Who's been the biggest advocates for your compensation increases and getting a better contract for DPW? Who's been the real advocates for that besides like the people in the agencies? From City Hall, who's been pushing?
Been pushing is Zeke Cohen. Shout out to Zeke Cohen, the city council president. Izzy's my guy.
Schleifer?
Schleifer,
Yeah,
you already
yeah.
know that's my guy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Izzy. Izzy is a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's my guy. And one thing about him, he stands on what he believes. And once again, I mean, you know his ethical background.
Yeah.
You know his religion.
Right.
They got morals and principles. They got their own guidelines. But if they see something and in his position, he's going to speak out. He's not going to have no cut calls.
Yeah, yes, he's for
And
real.
that's
That's my councilman.
And that's what I love about him. Antonio Glover. Glover worked for the city.
My brother Glover.
Yeah. He worked for the city for over 20 years.
Yeah.
So he know what we went through because he went through it.
Right.
He went through the stigma.
Mm-hmm.
He went through the battles.
Right.
He went through the scars. He went through the bullying. He went through, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm proud of him. And he broke into, he got his call in and he moved in to
Right.
city council.
Yeah.
And, I know he got future endeavors and what he planned to do even after city council, maybe moving into the delegate or something. But he always been a fighter. I got to give him that. Odette Ramos.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to her. James Torrance,
Mm-hmm.
right? Torrance, Mr. Torrance.
Yeah. 7th District.
Yeah. Bullock, Mr. Bullock, that's my guy.
He's so quiet.
Yeah, but he's powerful.
But is he fighting?
He's the elephant in the room,
Yeah.
right? And who else is on that panel?
I like John.
Yeah. And Miss Middleton.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to understand that, her husband.
What's going to get it over the hurdle? How do we 15 cents? I mean, I hope
Oh, we did.
everybody's really.
So I'm gonna give you the update.
Okay, yeah. Tell me.
So
tell
in
me
the new contract,
okay.
in the new contract they presented,
It's not ratified yet.
it's
just
not ratified.
proposed.
It
It's
ain't been
proposed.
voted, nothing
Okay.
like it. Just
Yeah.
basically it's fresh
Right.
and it's still rolling out.
Okay.
The 15 cents
I'm
from all the hard work
Mm-hmm.
of me and Stencil McNair and myself and our constituents,
Love it.
Reginald Peaks, got almost 20 years in, Rich, Mr. Noble, Reggie Noble, Rosalie,
Mm-hmm.
Miss Knight, and I'm just naming some of the people that spoke out. Victor Butts,
Yep.
that I could say, it got moved up to 75 cents an hour.
All right.
Me and McNair, me and Stencil McNair was pushing for $1 extra an hour, but they got it to 75. We're cool for right now.
Yeah.
Our next goal is to be every hour I step out there, or any person that works for DPW that does the jobs that we do.
Yeah.
And the type of job doesn't matter what department they're in.
Right.
Besides whatever they hourly pay that they're getting paid.
Yep.
You give them an additional hour, $1 extra on top of their hourly pay.
A 500% increase. You know, it's hard to complain about that. It's not where you want it to be.
I'm not complaining.
But that's a good start for the
I'm not complaining.
month.
But that's what I feel good about the contract, because I've been talking about that since 2018.
Right.
I brought that up back then.
Yeah.
And I also apologized the last hearing that you see me in,
right,
where it got heated, you know. I told all the constituents and all the employees of DPW that's got 20, 25, 30 years, 35, 40. We got a guy that's 95 years old that's got 55 years of service with the city right now. Right. And he still works, and we love him. Mr. Kamajees. Shout out to Mr. Kamajees. We got Mr. Emmanuel, who's got 57, going on 58 years.
Wow.
And he works with the sweepers. He still drives the sweeper to this day.
Yeah.
We got Mr. Lenny,
we got
over 40 years.
Yeah.
These are the true heroes
that
these guys go all the way back to Schaefer.
Wow. That's crazy.
I think I was a little kid back doing Schaefer.
Well, I can tell you, there's 57 years, I wasn't even, you know.
I wasn't even thought of neither.
We both wasn't even in. Right. That's crazy.
So I commend them, and I spoke, and I gave a heartfelt, and I just have to tell you, being on the back of that truck, it's not an easy job. It's the fourth most dangerous job in America. I did my research. We don't get the credit. We don't get the respect. These men and women that go out there each and every day, when we going in them alleys in different corners, doesn't matter, whatever the case may be, you got rats as big as cats, big as raccoons.
Right.
I got bit by a rat. I had to get the shots. You know what that means?
Yeah.
I've had the elements or the way of life in our city and the plight. I've been in situations where I had guns pointed to my head over trash and recycle.
And that's
something that you was fighting for, that you guys filed a lawsuit on the right side with the particulars and the laws. Well, but imagine what I'm going through. So let me tell you.
Yeah.
Imagine you being on the back of that truck that you seen how
all you're trying to do is do your job. You don't know what someone stuck in that trash can to stash it. You can't possibly know that. Yeah.
You fill in the blanks.
Right. So and you go to do your job.
I've been approached. Hey man, you need to take that recycle, but that recycle is contaminated. You know the rules and guides and bylaws.
Right.
This person don't understand that.
Right.
And I'm telling you, sir.
Yeah.
I can't take that.
Yeah.
That's going to contaminate my load.
Yeah.
You going to take that.
Yeah.
Or we going to have a problem.
Right.
So, you tell me, should I continue and take this to the wrong level and possibly lose my job? Or should I try to calm the storm and live to see another day and get my constituents and my partners home?
Right.
It's not that serious.
Yeah.
I've had guys run down the alley and certain things shouldn't have been where they've been, and we dumped it.
Right.
And I had to open up the hopper.
Ooh. Wow. Hold on. They make you retrieve it?
No, they didn't make me retrieve it. They said, you see what I'm pointing?
Yeah.
You need to open that truck.
Something's in
and
there.
I need to get my stuff.
Right.
Or we going to have a problem.
Right.
These are the things that I dealt with.
Yeah.
So the next time, all of y'all that's listening, and you see your trash man or your recycle man coming down your alley or your street, please be respectful and show them some love, because you don't know what we go through. I'm telling you behind the scenes, the real deal.
Right.
That the city, downtown, and the union didn't share with y'all. And see, that's the reason why the community spoke out.
Right.
Oh, ain't nothing wrong with those guys. They all right. They overreacted until you found out the real deal. When we lost Ronald Silver,
right,
Timothy Caldwell, Donald Savoy.
And it takes all of that.
Now the glasses are off.
Right.
You lost very intricate people that they families, they kids, they wives, and the powers of it being their extended family was dependent on them, and they was a source of income, has been wiped out.
Right. Because nobody wanted to really believe what was, what was actually happening.
Well, I could tell you that since I spoke out, the love has been overwhelming.
That's fantastic.
It's like wherever I go, people said, ain't you that guy that was on TV? Didn't I just see you?
Right.
Sir,
yeah.
I've had community organizations, powerful people like yourself, Mr. Stenny.
Appreciate you.
That's a mover and shaker. That when you speak, people listen. And I appreciate you giving me this opportunity on this platform because you got the exclusive. I'm getting phone calls from the major networks trying to get me to go talk, and I was like, no, I'm good.
Yeah,
everything's good.
Don't ignore the major networks.
No, I'm not doing that. But I wanted to come down,
right?
Because I'm a man of my word, and it was just about timing. I told you I was coming. When I come, I was going to bring you what you needed to hear.
I appreciate that, and you said
now you got a chance to get it to your people,
right?
And it's going to travel like wildfire,
right?
And I just see that change the narrative,
right?
And the heat is on them,
right? The
mayor, the city council, and the people below that, constituents.
Right.
The people that work in City Hall.
Yeah.
They didn't know this was going on for years and years and years.
Right.
You know why?
Right.
Because there was a shield.
Yep.
From the immediate supervisors.
Right.
Superintendents.
Yep. Yeah.
Not the ones of today.
Yeah.
Let me clear that up. But the ones from the old regime.
Right.
Was blocking the wall.
Right.
Oh, you can't talk to them.
Yeah.
We gonna handle this.
Right.
And we gonna keep it right here.
Yeah.
We gonna keep this in our yard.
Right. Yeah.
And downtown was like, we got to deal with these meetings. We got to deal with these numbers. And we got to continue to get this money in, this funding every year. The DPW is getting over $750 million each and every year out of the governor's budget for the state of Maryland.
Right.
Now it's up to almost $800 million right now. So every time the governor speaks in the budget and the money's released from the federal or whatever, guess what? $800 million that goes to DPW.
Yeah.
So my question is, why we didn't have new trucks back then? Why I didn't have air conditioner back then?
And
why I didn't have unlimited waters and Gatorades and cooling rags and actual uniforms and decent
working functional bathrooms, so you're not going to number 2 and the girls in the female bathroom. There's a lot of questions, and a lot of questions that now they've been raised and they can't go unanswered, and it's because of the tireless advocacy that you've done, speaking up, knowing your rights, reading the documents, and told you what you deserve.
Oh, I can tell you right now.
Then you had to have the brave folks or the folks that really came out and said, no, this is unacceptable. Like the IG, Isabel Cummings, coming out and putting it on full blast, right?
Shout out to Mackenzie Frost. Yeah. Shout out to Rebecca. Shout out to Olivia. Fox 45. Shout out to Tori.
Yeah.
I call her Tailgate Tori. Shout out to Tori.
Yorgie.
Shout out to Channel 2. Yeah.
Yorgie's my girl.
Yeah. Shout out to all the news and media that actually took their time out and they listened to me.
Right.
And I just think that I won a lot of people over because I was sincere and I was genuine.
You're genuine.
And I was real.
There's no question.
And I didn't sit there and try to sugarcoat nothing. If you ask me a question, I'll give you 2 answers.
Right.
And anybody that know me, that really know me, that's been on me for a long time, I say 2 things to you. Do you want me to lie to you or you want me to tell you the truth? If you want me to lie to you, because I'm still your friend no matter what, right? Then I'll lie to you. No, you was right. But if you're wrong and you want me to tell you the truth, I'm a true friend. I say, Mr. Stenny, you my guy. I love you like a fat kid love cake. Like 50 Cent said.
Appreciate you,
right?
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Stanley, I think you were wrong.
Right.
Now, I don't know where our friendship gonna be, but I think you're gonna respect me and say,
yeah,
that's the type of person I want in my corner because I'm not the yes man. I'm not the yes guy.
Yeah.
I'm not the one to say if I say something, he's gonna cut me off and I'm not gonna be able to. No.
Right.
I'm gonna be your number one supporter and truly loyal to you.
Yeah.
But if I see you doing something that you're not doing, I gotta tell you.
That's the only way to be.
And I think I've been pretty good my whole entire life. And I continue to be that way. It could be a gift and a curse, but you know, I got the Most High, my family. I got an extended family. I got brothers, sisters. I'm okay. And I know in this world, when I came into this world, I came by myself. My grandfather always told me, everybody in the world's not gonna like you, son. Just remember that. But most of the world's gonna love you. It's your character and what you stand on and what you believe and the morals and principles that I distill and what I learned from the military. Failure is not an option. Don't fall for something, because then you'll fall for anything. You got it. There's got to be a cutoff, and enough is enough, and I've had enough. The union, I'm proud of it. The union got flipped. Out with the old, in with the new. It's kind of like DPW downtown.
Right.
So there's musical chairs, there's new people in place. I just told you, Mr. Khalil, he came from another department and came over to DPW.
So you had a regime change in the agency, and now we're seeing it
in the
union hall.
Shout out to Mr. Stencil McNair. He just one of the youngest, brightest. He won the president.
Just pulled off a very unlikely upset.
No one's seen it coming.
The presidency of local.
44.
Right.
And I'm proud of him. And he has a team. I don't know all their names, but I will say that, he put together a decent team. And guess what? I'm speaking for myself, not because me and him are tight and we stood on the same things and we were out here being the voices and speaking out.
Right.
Got to give him a chance. That's all I can say to all my constituents.
Right.
That work for DPW.
Yeah.
Give him a chance and see what they do. And I'm hoping and praying, pray for him that he be successful and he turns the union into the right direction, along with Pat Moran, who's the state president, in charge of the whole state, which is even more, employees.
Well, they got to work together. Yeah. I mean, the state level has to work with the local leadership, no matter they were democratically elected.
Right.
And they should figure out a way, regardless of what has gone on in the past, they need to figure out a way to work together. And
I think they will. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping they will.
Too. Pat's a professional.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think they're gonna do good.
Yeah.
And it's cool. I ran for one of the offices. I lost by 3. I'm cool with that. It's not the end of my political aspirations. I'm running for Baltimore City Central Committee, 26, so I'll be on the ballot for next year when the governor runs to get reelected. So same ballot at Westmore and whoever's running, I think it's Mr. Hale. I think he's running against him.
He's actually running as a Republican.
Yeah, now he's a Republican. Right, yeah. He switched his party.
Yeah. So he's going to be running.
I know those two thus far for the governor's race.
Yeah, well, so Hale will be in a primary with Hogan.
Oh, okay. So Hogan's running?
I don't know. I'm just assuming.
Nah, we don't.
I'm just making assumptions.
Mr. Hogan gonna enjoy life, man. You had a good run. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Sometimes people gotta let stuff go.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Well,
he was a decent governor. I'm not gonna say nothing about you.
We say that about fighters all the time.
You know what I'm saying?
They keep coming back.
Yeah, they keep coming back. But enjoy retirement.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You've been through a lot. And enjoy life.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for fresh faces and a new regime.
I agree. I mean, especially with the situation that we're talking about. We're talking about a beleaguered agency that's been had a terrible culture for a long time and has caused a lot of harm and even death. And to hear, because I didn't know what to expect from this interview. I said, when you're ready, come sit down and we'll talk about it. But what I'm encouraged to hear is that is starting to make the turn. We're seeing a new regime. They've got the right, at least, philosophy as far as the open door policy. What's going on at the ground level can make it to the top level. It's not the bullying, and at least hopefully that sounds like it's starting to turn around.
They're not going to do it. Listen, they don't. They don't do that around me.
Right. Good. And but I mean, that trajectory has to continue, and it looks like it's actually taking place at the
Oh, it's
Union
not going
Hall.
nowhere.
And what I need, the thing that I want, the reason that I even do these things, there's nothing in it for me to do what I do, other than, as I told you, I'm looking for a better Baltimore. The reason people talk to me is because they know I have no ulterior motives. I don't want anything from anybody. I've never asked for anything for anybody. I just said, anybody that gets my support that runs for office, I say, they ask, well, what can I do for you? I said, well, just be the best at the job that I just, helped you get. That's all. That's all. Do it for the people of Baltimore. I'm not from here. I don't, Baltimore's not my hometown. I came here in 1995, left after graduating college, came back, 4 or 5 years later. So I've become an adopted son of Baltimore. My kids were raised here, so now I have to own the city. It has to be mine, right?
Well, you've been here long enough. You're a Baltimorean.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that won't give me that, right?
They got to give you after 5 years. You're a Baltimorean,
right? Well, I tell you, I love it like I'm a Baltimorean, and I want the best for it like I'm a Baltimorean, and I don't like to see people cheated. I'm a lot like you in that regard. I don't like to see people cheated. That's the one thing if you lie or you cheat, you're gonna feel me coming for you like nobody, and I will focus my energy on it. But for the people that don't, you talk about Yitzi as one of the most honest people I've ever met. He's one of the best people I've met in this city, and
that's
I can
my guy.
tell you when he says something, he's gonna do it. And I believe in his leadership, and I believe I'm getting a better rapport with a lot of other people that are in government right now. But for me, I love hearing that the agency's trying to make the turn, and what I am dead set on is getting the people that read everything that we produce on City Voters. Y'all need to be as outraged about what's going on in our local agencies, what's going on in our local government, as much as you're upset at what's going on in DC and beyond.
Y'all got to stop looking at the carnival. That's a carnival.
That's a carnival
over there.
This is your life.
Let me say this to you, and I want to share that, and I'm saying this respectfully. Y'all got to stop paying attention to the circus.
Right.
You got to stop paying attention to the carnival. And I'm just going to pray for everybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what color or race. I think it's deplorable. I think it's diabolical. And I think it's pathetic. The things that's going on, that in the news has no other choice, that they try to shove into your faces for you guys to pay attention. I call them distractions. I'm going to ttell you, you got 3 more years that you got to deal with the circus coming to town. 3 more years, and then it's over. Because I guarantee you, after that, you won't have to worry about that circus or that, that sideshow, as I call it.
I say
because it's a show.
Keep your eyes on the ball. Stay close to home.
But we need to focus on Baltimore.
Right.
I love my city. I hate my city, but I love my city. I love my people. I love all my employees from DPW. We it's like a fraternity and a sorority.
Yeah.
Once you make it, once you get made as a permanent person, that's what we about. Yeah. And we stand together, and we're gonna rock together. We've been through rain, sleet, and snow. Because you gotta remember something. We work outside all year round.
Right. Yeah. It's a tough life. It's definitely, it doesn't get the appreciation it deserves. We're going to be fighting for it, and we're going to be doing everything we can as City Voters.
If I got you, I know the word going to spread.
Yeah.
And DPW is not Department of Public Works. Besides that, our slogan is dependable people working.
I love it.
I came up with that slogan.
All right. Well, until next time, we'll get together again.
Thank you.
And thanks everybody for watching. Stay safe. And
thank you all.
Peace, Baltimore.